to grapple with an unprecedented influx of more than 700,000 refugees fleeing conflict and hunger in the neighboring Sudan. In October alone, approximately 60,000 Sudanese crossed into Chad following an escalation of fighting in Darfur and the retreat of flood waters. Historically, a sanctuary for those fleeing violence in the region, Chad now faces the largest refugee crisis ever, with the total Sudanese refugees population in the country exceeding 1.1 million. Let's have more details of that in this report by Mamadi Barrow.
Sudan is experiencing one of its darkest periods as the war between the Sudanese armed forces and paramilitary rapid support forces continue to devastate lives and livelihoods. The conflict, which began in April 2023, has displaced millions and exacerbated a dire humanitarian crisis compounded by climate change and natural disasters. Women and children make up nearly 90% of those fleeing, arriving in Chad in dire condition, often traumatized by the violence they have endured or witnessed. Over 70% refugees report experiencing or surviving human rights violations during their escape. 17-year-old Ahlam, for example, was shot 3 times and watched helplessly as her sister was brutally beaten. The small border town of Adre, once home to 40,000 residents, has seen its population swell to 230,000 Sudanese refugees. The massive influx has overwhelmed local resources and services, while critical funding shortages hinder humanitarian efforts. The United Nations Population Fund (UNFPA) appealed for $23.6 million to address Chad's 2024 humanitarian needs, but only 36% of the funds were secured. As a result, many women left without essential supplies for safe childbirth, and survivors of sexual violence have limited access to counseling and care. To ease pressure on Adre, refugees have been relocated to pre-existing camps like Farchana in eastern Chad, originally established in 2004 for earlier waves of Sudanese refugees. However, the camps remain overcrowded with inadequate infrastructure and healthcare. Farchana lacks a hospital, and there are no vehicles to transport emergency cases to nearby facilities. For pregnant women facing complications, giving birth often becomes a life-threatening ordeal. Despite the challenges, UNFPA has deployed 248 humanitarian midwives across Chad, including to displacement camps like Chari Bagermi. These midwives are equipped to handle obstetric emergencies, support survivors of violence, and provide life-saving care. One such midwife, 32-year-old Soleri Adeti, works at the maternity ward in the district hospital of Adre. She dedicates her time and expertise to supporting women in need, saying she reports to the hospital every day to care for women who are ill and suffering, as it is her duty. To address the ongoing crisis in 2025, UNFPA is requesting $27.8 million to meet the critical needs of women and girls affected by this humanitarian disaster. Without adequate funding, the plight of millions of refugees will only deepen, threatening lives and futures in both Sudan and Chad. Reporting for Eyeafrica News.